Lyran Souls. If you are a Lyran soul, relationships have never been passive or gentle by default. You experience connection through intensity, presence, and truth. You do not drift into bonds. You enter them fully with awareness, strength, and a readiness to stand your ground. For you, relationship is not comfort, it is encounter. From early on, you carried a strong sense of self. You knew where you stood, even when others were uncertain. You felt your boundaries instinctively. You recognized power dynamics quickly, and you learned that respect matters more than approval. You would rather be alone than be diminished. Your lived experience is one of inner fire and clarity. You feel emotions strongly, but you do not dissolve into them. You act. You decide. You move toward what feels real and away from what feels false. This gives you presence. It also gives you friction. People often experience you as intense, direct, or intimidating, not because you seek conflict, but because you do not hide. You do not soften your truth to make others comfortable. You value honesty over harmony, strength over ease, and this sets you apart. In relationships, you may notice a recurring pattern. You attract people who admire your power, but are unsure how to meet it. They are drawn to your confidence, your decisiveness, your energy. Yet when intimacy deepens, they may resist your clarity. They may test boundaries, or attempt to soften you instead of standing beside you. You have likely felt misunderstood, not unseen, but misread, as if others project dominance where there is simply self-respect, as if your directness is mistaken for aggression. This can create a sense of constant negotiation between being yourself and being accepted. You may have learned to hold back parts of your energy, to stay alert, to remain self-sufficient even inside connection. Not because you do not desire closeness, but because closeness without respect feels unsafe. Lyran souls often feel most alive when they can be fully themselves, when their strength is welcomed rather than feared, when relationship feels like a meeting of equals rather than a test of control. You are not here to overpower or submit. You are here to engage. If this resonates, it is not coincidence. It is recognition. Your fire was never meant to be dimmed. It was meant to meet another fire without losing itself. This video was created within the Starseed Soul Project, a system developed to bring clarity to relational patterns that are often mistaken for dominance, conflict, or emotional hardness. It is not about categorizing personalities. It is about recognizing how different souls experience power, connection, and intimacy. For Lyran souls, this clarity is essential because strength is frequently misinterpreted. The core relationship pain for this soul is the struggle for equality. You seek connection where respect is mutual and presence is strong on both sides. You do not want to lead or submit. You want to meet, but many relationships you encounter are shaped by imbalance. You often attract partners who are fascinated by your energy. They admire your confidence, decisiveness, and clarity. At first, this creates attraction and intensity, but over time, insecurity may surface. Your strength can feel threatening to those who are not grounded in their own. This creates a repeating relational destiny. You find yourself tested instead of met, challenged instead of supported, pulled into power dynamics rather than partnership. You may be pushed to prove that you are not too much, or pressured to soften yourself to maintain harmony. When this happens, your system responds quickly. You become more guarded, more independent, less emotionally available. Not because you fear closeness, but because closeness without respect feels unsafe. You would rather stand alone than compromise your integrity. Over time, this pattern can lead to emotional isolation. You may feel that true partnership is rare, that you are constantly asked to reduce your intensity to fit into someone else's comfort zone. You may wonder why connection feels like negotiation rather than collaboration. Many Lyran souls leave relationships not because love disappears, but because equality does. When respect erodes, staying feels like self-betrayal, So you disengage often without drama, quietly, decisively. This is not an inability to love. It is a relational loop formed around the need for dignity, mutual strength. This pattern is not random. In the Starseed soul system, relationships move through different frequencies, and not all of them are meant to test strength through opposition. Some connections are meant to meet power with power. For Lyran Souls, misunderstanding this often leads to unnecessary struggle. You were not designed to fight for space and love. You were designed to share it with someone who stands firmly in their own center. Understanding this does not mean softening your nature. It means recognizing when resistance is not passion, but imbalance. It means choosing bonds where your strength is welcomed, not negotiated. The same dynamic often appears in money and material life. Lyran Souls have strong drive, decisive energy, and natural leadership. You know how to act, initiate, and move forward, but material stability can become complicated when control and independence collide. You may resist systems that limit your autonomy. You may avoid long-term structures if they feel restrictive or hierarchical. You prefer direct results, visible impact, and clear exchange. When money requires submission to unclear authority or slow processes, your energy pulls away. This can lead to inconsistent material grounding. You may move boldly, then disengage suddenly. Start strong, then abandon systems that feel misaligned with your integrity, not because you lack discipline, but because compromise feels like loss of self. This creates an inner conflict around value and embodiment. You know your strength, you know your capability, but you may struggle to translate raw power into sustainable form, to accept support without feeling constrained, to build without feeling controlled. Part of you wants full independence. Another part knows that true embodiment requires structure, so you stand between freedom and form. Powerful, but not always anchored. Capable, but sometimes isolated. Until this conflict is resolved, relationships and money will mirror the same lesson. Where does strength become rigidity? Where does independence become isolation? And where does embodiment feel threatening simply because it asks for cooperation? This is not a flaw in your nature. It is an invitation to let strength and structure begin to work together. The shadow point of the Lyran soul is not aggression. It is the fear of vulnerability being mistaken for weakness. Deep inside, there is an avoided truth that opening your heart may invite control, dependence, or loss of respect. That softness could be used against you. That letting go of guard could cost you your autonomy. Because of this, you may stay armored even in intimacy. You may lead instead of share. You may stay strong rather than open. Not because you cannot feel deeply, but because your system learned early that strength ensured survival and dignity. This shadow often hides behind independence, behind decisiveness, behind self-sufficiency, but underneath it lives a quiet loneliness, a sense of being admired more than known, respected more than truly met. The turning point for this soul comes when you realize that maturity is not domination or defense. It is strength that can remain open without collapsing. You begin to see that vulnerability does not erase power, it refines it. It allows connection without submission. As this realization settles, your relationship to intimacy shifts. You stop testing partners through resistance. You stop equating closeness with threat. You allow yourself to stay present even when emotions rise. And you discover that true respect grows when honesty replaces control. In its integrated expression, the Lyran soul becomes embodied courage. You hold power without force. You offer leadership without domination. Your presence feels steady, alive, and inviting rather than intimidating. You no longer need to prove strength. You embody it. Relationships transform from arenas of tension into spaces of mutual empowerment. You meet others as equals, not opponents. You allow yourself to be seen, not just followed. Connection becomes dynamic, alive, and deeply respectful. This is your higher expression. Strength that does not harden. Power that does not isolate. energy that can connect without losing itself. When relationship, logic, energy, and matter align, you stop guarding your fire and begin sharing it without fear of being diminished. If this resonates, you can explore your Starseed soul origin through the portal 11.11. The portal offers clarity without diminishing your strength or independence. It does not ask you to soften who you are. It helps you recognize how your power, relationships, and life direction are already structured within you. For Lyran Souls, clarity must respect autonomy. The portal is designed with that principle at its core. For those who feel ready to go deeper, there are activation transmissions created for each origin. These are not practices of surrender. They are recalibrations, short guided experiences that allow your energy to settle into embodiment without dulling its edge. They support openness without vulnerability being exploited, and grounding without loss of sovereignty. Stay here for a moment. Let your breath slow without weakening your presence. You do not need to defend anything right now. You do not need to prove strength. You are allowed to exist without readiness for battle. You have spent much of your life guarding your fire, protecting your boundaries, standing alert in a world that often mistakes power for threat. And yet, your fire was never meant to isolate you. It was meant to warm, to illuminate, and to meet another flame without extinguishing itself. You are not here to dominate or submit. You are here to engage fully, to meet life directly, honestly, and without armor, where armor is no longer needed. Your strength does not disappear when you open. It becomes more precise. When you allow yourself to remain present without defense, something shifts. Relationships stop revolving around control. Money stops feeling like a test of autonomy. Logic stops managing threat. Energy stops bracing and starts flowing. This is the transmission of the Lyran soul. Courage with heart, power with presence. Strength that does not need to harden to remain intact. You are not here to dim your fire to belong. You are here to stand fully lit, awake, alive, and unafraid of being seen. Your origin has always known this balance. It carries the memory of strength that can love without losing itself. And your destiny is not to stand alone in power, but to meet life directly, with open eyes, open heart, and your full force intact.